Scene is set for Perth By Night. Eric Salvador, a Ancilla Toreador, who's been making waves, is being spoken of by many as the potential first sheriff of the new regime, has asked two Bruja and a Tremere to meet him here. He's got a job that the Archon has spoken with him about. And indeed, the groups are here. They've asked Rafat to gather together some materials and help in this regard. And we'll just say that the large container, like water, large containers have been handed over, money exchange hands, and Rafat's sitting on the trunk of his car as he waits for Eric and the outsiders to explain what the situation is.
Well, Eric's with his large kind of Land Rover type vehicle. There's, everyone together. I don't think I called anybody else. I just wanted to know if you invited anyone along this party.
No. Not me.
First, let's know what the party's about.
Mission statement's pretty simple. I forget the technical word for it, but we have the equivalent of a independent operator around. He's been here for a while. He had essentially an arrangement with the previous management. Previous management's dead. We're now the current management. We need to go and have a chat with this individual, and we'll either come to an arrangement or we'll kill him.
As long as I assume it was the Archon who said it to you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you let him know I was pitching in, make sure my name gets mentioned. That's fine. Sounds like something that better to be dealt with. I don't want it. This doesn't seem like something we should just leave lying around, regardless of any political climate.
Of course, and the Archon is showing that he's rather keen when people take an interest in things that he throws down to us.
I was told to make myself known to you, shall I? I believe I've done so.
Ah, yes, Mr. Creel. Welcome to Perth.
A very interesting city, from the little time I've spent here.
Passing through or looking to stick around for a while?
Hoping to stick around for a while, provided things don't get too... Correction, that the people don't get too demanding.
The people are alright as long as you've proven yourself. Like you already know, this is a recent taken over city. We arrived here as a big, nice war party and got to business. All the members of the war party know the other members of the war party. So we're a little bit judgmental of newbies that didn't take part. But if a newbie proves themselves, you'll find yourself met with open arms.
That's fine. Which brings up the discussion point. I was told by the Archon to make myself known. That part of the orders being fulfilled.
It's up to you if you want to stick around. I'm not going to force you.
I'm more curious if there's a benefit for myself in doing so.
Well, I could do with some backup. It'd also be nice to see what you can do. Plus, which clan are you representing?
My Primogen is right over there.
There we go. Maybe you might want to see if the Primogen has something to sweeten the pot for you. Stoneheart? Well, I'm calling you in because I need someone I can trust that also knows how to swing a sword if things get ugly.
Oh, goody. So, are you calling in your boon so that I will owe him a boon? Is this how this is working?
Pretty much.
So,
Hey, it's better to owe a newbie a little something, helps him get him situated there. A little bit of rep that he gets of, a Primogen owes me. It's a little bit better than you owe me, for example.
Oh, wouldn't hurt him.
Marcus, I've spoken with you before. Do you? And he then looks back over to Eric. Do we know what clan this is?
But the gentleman,
Yes, the gentleman in question that we're going to go talk with.
there's apparently that they have a specific name for what this guy is in his clan. Gangrel Otoroka? Otorock?
That'll be a
Otakis?
major boon if you come with
Otakis. What?
me.
Otakis.
He just looks back at Marcus. That'll be a major boon if you come with me.
Otakis are any kindred. They're more common in some different clans, but they are any kindred who they try and stand outside the nightly games, the sex, the jihad, whatever you want to.
Well, more power to him.
Yes, the question is why the 1,000-pound gorilla is sitting on our doorstep.
Primogen?
Yes.
So, you want me to participate in this?
I do.
How bad?
Major boon bad.
Done.
Major boon, plus you get to have it known later on you went on a hunting trip with two Ansel and a Primogen. Won't hurt your app.
I'll assist.
Okay, well, you're making out like a bandit. You guys got any questions?
I'm just going to make it clear. Obviously, we should try and help each other out of the situation, but let's not end up with any quibbling situations of, oh, I dragged you out of there, you owe me this boon, whatever. We all say now we will make our best efforts to make sure everyone comes back.
Well, once the operation gets started, we're in this together.
Well, your arrangements between the two of you is fine, but I won't be looking to charge any boons from anybody, and I don't want anybody to be looking to try and claim any from me. If we're doing this, we need to keep focused on the task at hand.
Sounds good to me.
I'll take silence as agreement as well, lads.
Agreed.
It works with me, Rafa.
Okay. The area that this is in the Yanchep National Park. It's an area a bit northwest of where here. It's a bit of a drive up the coast, but it's early in the night. You'll have there's good roads, plenty of won't take you too long to get there.
Now, the idea of this operation is we want to actually have a chat with this guy. Part of what makes this a little bit more dangerous than if we were just out to go and give him a stabbing. If we was out to give him a stabbing, it would be a nice, simple ambush procedure. Unfortunately, we need to actually talk to the guy, which means kind of throw that out the window. So we're going to be doing a nice little circle around the area before we actually get into what he believes is his territory, or what basically we believe is what he's claimed as his territory. Gives him a maximum amount of chance to either notice one of us, or us to see if he's got any fancy things floating around the sides. After we've done the initial round and we haven't had any contact, we'll be starting to go in, doing the various checks, trying to find where the bastard's hiding. Then we'll have a chat, and things will either get ugly or they won't.
We are trying to find a gangrel who might not want to get found.
Yeah.
Well, this is either going to be very, very boring or short and brutal.
My feelings, exactly.
Sounds not long and brutal. Those are the worst.
Well, likewise, since we're likely going to have to end up walking around the park, we're going to have to kind of keep within a certain distance of each other. I don't want him to suddenly go, there's a bunch of people over here. I'm going to pick them off one at a time when they're not watching. We're on his turf. He knows the area. We don't.
Very well. Shall we get underway, or does anything anyone wants to pick up in town before we leave?
Yeah, you brought me what I wanted to pick up. Are we expecting too many humans around?
This late, there might be some campers in the area, but if we're going around, as long as we don't run into shy around any heavy hardware, if somebody sees some of the lighter stuff, we can. Well, he kind of pats his bag. Crossbow can be passed up as a hunter. Handgun's a little bit odd for hunters, I find. But rifles and things would probably, unusually in this circumstance, be a bit easier to get away with.
I don't carry firearms.
Too much noise, I prefer to avoid them.
You pull a trigger on one. You pull a trigger on one. The rest of the city knows you did.
Best to be prepared for as many troubles that you might encounter. I mean, we might have issues that he's got the animals under his beck and call. Now it's going to be dark, so we can get away with a little bit more of the bulky gear without attracting too much attention. So if you've got some decent protective items, I suggest you use them because claws hurt, man.
No, I'll be wearing my armor.
That is as all of us should be doing.
Okay.
Good. Now, transport. Well, I've got the off-roader. I doubt we'll need to actually go and drive around the area, but it's got more than enough space for all of you, or we could go convoy style.
If he can take out one vehicle, given he's a gangrel, he'll take out them all. No point. We might spook him less if we come in one vehicle.
Right. Well, when you're ready, guys, pile on in.
Do we want to take that, or do we want to take an armored vehicle?
A armored vehicle, like a delivery armored vehicle, would be out of place in an area like that. A off-roader would be exactly in its place in an area like that.
And an armored vehicle wouldn't slow too many of us down. I doubt it will slow a gangrel.
Right. So, whenever you're ready. Any questions, by the way, before we get started?
What's the fallback location if we get separated?
Good point. I was going to suggest a...
Rafat will be checking up on his smartphone. I'll go, there's a couple of small hotels, B&Bs, that kind of type of thing. I'd advise maybe the hotels, if things get really bad, do not disturb sign, put yourself in a toilet, wait for dawn.
Well, like any good gangrel, he's got time in his hands for this, so... Yeah, I think, not just that, Silver Birch Hotel? That'll do.
Silver Birch, very well. It doesn't take long for the group to get there. There's still plenty of time left in the night. They'll check their watches, I imagine, and check up the local farmer's almanac, make sure they set their watches and phones, give them alarms to make sure there's plenty of time to vacate the area. You
Set.
can, as you get towards the area, you can see there are a variety of signs point towards, there's usual thing, tourist information area and such and such. It's quite a large park. There's a few different things going on, but there's a lot of different signs going towards lots of different caves. This area apparently has quite a large number of caves and cave systems in it.
Well, while we're on the way and driving down there, which one of you two got an internet?
Which one of what?
You know, like one of those phones you can look at the internet.
I do.
Cool, do me a favor, check up any local news.
Okay. Okay. Do. Not much. Occasionally, odd. You might be feeding off animals. We'll see occasionally, wild animal attacks, that kind of type thing. But nothing too out of place. I'd say he set himself up nice and comfy. Doesn't want to scare off his food supply.
Well, that had a second side to it. There aren't any special events going on in the park this weekend.
There aren't. However, as he checks up, yes, there definitely are a lot of system caves, kind of the crystal caves as they're known. It's pretty big tourist attraction though, but nothing specifically going on this week. He'll kind of identify where the camping grounds are. He'll show you once the car is parked, where they are, and if somebody wants to give a, let's say, wits survival roll.
A grand total of 3 dice.
Better than me.
Fail. No, sorry, fail, but no botch. 0.
This is not the character to do this. Alright, but
+1 to the difficulty, because don't have the specific skill requested.
same here.
Fail.
1 success.
Okay, you're actually looking at a section of map where not as many paths go towards. It's a little bit more isolated. Like there's a couple of sections like this, but this one, it's still got relatively easy access to getting towards these paths. But if you were one of these autarchus and wanted to be left alone, that'd be the kind of area you'd go to. It was secluded enough, but has easy enough access to the, let's say the campsite pantries.
Very true.
Right, well, let's do the wider area round first. We'll give that guy a chance to spot there's a bunch of people on the outskirts. That's only polite, but after we've given him the chance and he hasn't made himself known, well, we're going to walk in. So have a nice look, so let's see if you spot anything. Like the trees. I hear some woodsmen and stuff like to leave markings on trees as a way of leaving warnings and such.
Okay. So you guys are trying to attract his attention. Okay.
Well,
I will boost up. I'll let you know. I'll drink up and boost up, so I'm full.
Full on blood. You're not like blood, because blood buffing, it'll probably fade by the,
Full up blood after boosting dexterity to 6.
Okay.
If you throw me a link about how many points you took, so.
Okay. Right.
I'm trying to be a bit more stealthy about it.
Are you driving around, or is it just you're trying to go off and stealth by yourself? Is it?
No. With the group, just being a bit more quiet than the rest.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're trying to, when he sees you, if he sees you, you want to be unseen. So actually give me a stealth check.
I'm quite happy for everybody to stealthy as best they can and just let me be.
What's the difficulty?
I loathe ones.
Difficulty 6 for stealthing.
1 success.
Okay.
That'll be 7 for me. I don't have stealth. I'll spend a willpower though. Three successes.
Hey, look at that dice roll, Pikey. There weren't any ones.
You're the first thank you I'm going to die for us.
Okay.
choke on it.
So how is Salvador's stealth check going?
Salvador's not stealthy.
He's not stealthing at all. Okay, you're the only one not stealthing, so that's fine.
Like I said, I'm giving this guy a chance to
Yeah.
spot us and know that we're here, and he can either come talk to us, or he cannot. He's
Give
getting the
me-
option. This is the best I can give for good adequate.
Give me perception alertness check, guys.
Site-based, or what?
Oh yes, don't forget. Yes, it is site-based. Increase the difficulty is going to be 8 because it's nighttime.
But it's
So the difficulty is going to be 7.
If you have all specs, it'll be difficulty 7.
I have acute vision.
That'll help you.
Oh no, acute vision reduces by 2, not
2, so it will be 6 for you. Let's see.
Have I ever mentioned that I hate once?
Okay.
And let's see, so difficulty 8 minus 2 minus 3 is difficulty 3.
Don't forget, if you have all specs, the difficulty is the difficulty for nighttime is only a -1, and your all specs reduce the difficulties further. You get less of a penalty if you have all specs.
In which case difficulty 2. Which actually it doesn't go below difficulty. It doesn't go below difficulty 3. I just get 1 extra success. But got a bunch of 1s, but that's still 2 successes.
Okay. Pretty much everybody except Creel notices a kind of a flash of red in the distance. There's someone looking, but then it starts moving away. In fact, it's going to take cover behind a tree. Just keep watching the direction, looking around. If nobody starts going that direction, after a little while, an owl will land on a branch nearby and start hooting at you.
All specs the owl.
It's an owl, although it's kind of it's hissing at you a bit as owls.
Is
Although
it a
this one's
cool owl?
It is. Well, actually,
Well,
give me
I don't
your
get
aura
to know.
check. Give me your aura check on it. Alright,
I'm
that will
picking a
also
few
do the same.
stones from the ground.
Nope, I failed my aura check.
Also
Actually,
does.
no, I rolled the wrong amount of dice. Give me
Cool.
check it out. Just loading up the book now. I should have had this previously open, but I was foolish. Why would I expect to have to check up rules in a vampire adventure?
But the rules for celerity are clearly ambiguous. I mean, there's literally no right way. You have to get Nesty to come in for them.
6 dice. Yay!
Ooh, that's a few successes. So yeah, it is not a ghoul. However, you're picking up a slight kind of tinge to its aura. I'm not going to ask you to make it occultic. It's almost like somebody's using animalism on it. You suspect, perhaps. It's only because it's very recent. You've even started to fade that somebody tried to use animalism on this very recently. It's like it's flapping its wings. It's kind of hissing at you a bit, but you're not sure whether you don't know exactly what the hell is going on with it. But it's like it's flapping the wings.
Oh, cool. Let's wait over here a spot there. Well, just sit over here. I'll enjoy the hissing of the owl for a little while.
The
Look at
owl
the owl.
will flap away, and it will leave the area. You guys are staying there.
I'm gonna watch which way the owl goes.
Okay.
Try to guess whether it's going towards where the red lights went or not. Because I don't know Gangrel do that.
Damn it. I should have presenced the owl. Oh well.
2 successes.
No, that's what animalism's for. No. Presents will not work on damn animals.
Dreadgaze might.
Maybe dress gaze won't work. Okay,
So I got 2
so
successes.
2 successes. Yeah, you see which way it flew off until you can't make it out anymore. You guys are waiting there for a bit of a while, unless you plan on moving off. Like
I'll
15
wait
minutes,
there for a little bit until I get impatient and decide to keep you.
15 minutes pass by. Nothing or no one else shows up. Another 50 minutes, half an hour. At this point, Taiki, your blood buff has worn off.
Noted.
Give me perception alertness checks again, guys.
Spending 1 willpower.
Difficulty included for darkness. This guy's not doing one of the stealth checks.
I'm not doing well in my general rolls.
6
I mean, 2, 2, 6,
successes.
1, and 10.
Actually,
I got
wait.
1. I got 2, actually.
It goes to 6, that's right.
Okay.
All the zeros.
Okay. So everybody wants more except for Creel. You guys are starting to pick up Creel. Creel's more not. You really need to guide Creel towards stuff if you want to beat him up. If you want to get that classic Bruja moments, you're gonna have to, hold him by the shoulders, and just shove him at things. Starting to get the impression of.
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know I was giving off clear signs of incompetence. In seeing things.
No, just fuck with you. Let's see.
I have a Mr. 6 successes.
You
over
can
there.
hear some rustling. Yeah, you guys, you can hear some rustling. In the trees, some things coming towards you guys. You can see red, bobbing lights. A bit about 7 foot off the ground.
What?
As it moves toward. There's 2 red lights about 7 foot off the ground, just kind of bouncing up and down, moving towards you. Almost stepping on half the fucking twigs in the way. Not being very good at the stealth thing tonight, it seems. You guys got him rattled. Showed up and you didn't get spooked by the owl. However, you guys did get enough successes to notice there's a few other things moving a bit away. Seem to stop. How much did Salvador? How many successes did Salvador get?
Only 2.
Only 2. Oh, okay. 7 successes. Yeah, there are some dingoes. These are. What's your animal, Ken, or academics?
0.
Or
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
I'm
I've got
gonna say
science.
0 on both.
I'm talking specifically to Stoneheart. Oh, you got a 0
Oh,
on
I've
both.
got academics. I
Give
think.
me an academics intelligence check.
Really? Damn
Yeah.
it. That's my int.
But I know you have a poor amount of occult, so only half of this will make sense for you. Just roll. Standard difficulty. Even 1 success will get you the obvious bit.
Woohoo!
Yeah, those are the biggest dingoes you've ever seen in your life.
I'm from Australia, so.
Yeah, no, those are huge. Those are not right. Those dingoes, those are like dingoes of gigantism or something. They should not be that big. They're a bit too broad, a bit too tall. They're dingoes, but even their musculature just look a little bit off. If you had more occult, you'd be thinking, shit, he's got ghoul dingoes that have been ghouled for a while, because animals react weirdly to canine blood. But you are just like, those are some big-ass dingoes. Fuck. He's like breeding giant dingoes and shit.
I'm gonna have to learn how to breed. I'm gonna have to learn to breed dingoes and get a cult.
Then you guys see this figure moving out. I'm gonna put a link to what it looks like in the chat. It's
To the chat.
The eyes are red and shining. It's got a large beak, kind of on the front of its face. It looks pretty. Yeah, guess what? Their clan weakness isn't fun. Its head is completely bald. You can see just a bit further down, like some of the near its hand has got 1 or 2 feathers, as well as it has kind of almost reptilian hands. Aside from the feathers, just kind of you can actually see scales coming towards the not the whole hand, just the back of its hand.
Something tells me this guy was an angry man when he was growing up.
And it's just kind of, it's looking at you. The eyes are glowing red For those of you who don't have high enough occult to know what that is, that's certainly weird. As in,
weird,
you
man.
Stoneheart, you don't know what the hell it is. Anybody else who actually has occult, you can roll difficulty 7, intelligence occult.
I don't have a cult.
Oh dear God.
I do.
But
Let's
I'm going to
try
Allspecs check.
Scylla.
That
Yeah?
would be 2 successes.
Difficulty 7, as I said. Yeah. Creel knows shit. On the other hand, he might not necessarily, but when it's right in front of him, he knows what it is. And he himself and kind of Rafat just kind of nod and just Rafat kind of says, "All right, that's a gangrel, all right. Got protein at least."
I get a success on my Allspecs check for his aura. Is it a vampiric aura?
It is a vampiric aura.
How angry is the aura?
It's a pretty angry aura, all right. I'm rolling. Its aura is kind of Actually, you'd only got 1 success. You're not exactly able to pick out the patterns.
You can't pick out the patterns. You can just get the general.
It's
main-
very wary.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, I can only distinguish the shade. Sorry, never mind.
Rafat, on the other
It's 2
hand,
for the main color.
Rafat, on the other hand,
Shouldn't that be
kind of.
difficulty 7 for you, Eric?
Oh, good point. In which case,
Oh, you okay? Oh, yes, it is perfect because it is basically the 7. So you notice the same thing Rafat does. There's some black veins in his aura. They're not big. They're faded. You don't have enough cult to know what that means, but you've heard what black veins mean.
Oh, every vampire has heard it
we've
by
heard,
their second
sir.
birthday.
Like 2 weeks ago, what that means.
Yeah, so Rafat, but you guys can't see it, so Rafat will just go, "Hey," he'll just kind of go quietly. He looks a bit like Alfred, guys. You know, kind of in an odd way. Hoping that if you guys want to make like perception empathy checks, those you can't see an aura to pick up on the subtext of that one. Difficulty 5.
Nudge.
Shit. We got the Everest on our hands.
Perception empathy. Okay.
I don't think I have empathy, but that's still going to be at least 2 successes.
That's a difficulty 5 because of how recent a thing that Alfred thing was. Except for the newcomer, it'll be difficulty 6. Because you've heard about
1
it.
success.
Yeah, okay, even you pick up, you think you heard him, so like, yeah, that you think the Diabrist Ventru they were all talking about was an Alfred. It's kind of sniffing the air, looking towards you, and just kind of, you can almost see like the fleshy nose bit at the back of the beak just kind of quivering a bit.
Give him time and wait for him to either approach or leave at this point. It's rather simple. He's either going to deem us worthy to talk to, or he's not, and he's going to fuck off. Or I think one of you might look dazed.
This is my domain.
That's why we're not going in. We're at the edge of the domain is only correct.
All of the park is my domain.
We're here to have a little chat. I'm Salvador. Sorry, I don't know your name. I understand that you had a arrangement with the old management around.
You were the ones who killed them?
Yes.
Actually, I'm gonna have to make a.
Oh god, he's ranting.
He needs to make a check. He's not necessarily gonna be. Not particularly. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys want to give me a perception awareness check?
I sure as hell do.
I would.
Actually, Yeah, no, you're already rolling. Awareness, is it specifically? Yeah.
5.
Everyone
That'd be
succeeds.
2.
You can see as he just basically, the tree beside him, he just basically lunges, in almost like a bird-like fashion, using a bird's neck just goes to like peck at something. to attack, and the tree beside him, he just tears a chunk out of it in frustration. You can see just one of his hands just clawing down the side. Yeah, he's frenzying, but he's not attacking you. Do
That can
people want
work
to
it
make an
out.
intelligence occult check? Because the next turn he continues to attack the tree a little bit. He's kind of eyeing you, but he's not moving towards you.
Okay. And
I don't have a
how many
cult,
successes needed for the intelligence of call?
but I am a Bruja.
You are
Does that count?
you want to know what he's doing because he's frenzying and he's not killing everyone around him. That's what your Bruja gives you. He's not killing everyone. That is a really handy trick he's got there.
Oh God, he's riding the wave.
Yeah.
I know about some bad things, if I remember right.
If it's difficulty, say
Let me check my character sheet.
3 successes.
Actually, do you have the Sabbat Survivor thing?
I believe it's not on. No, they're just trying to recruit me.
Oh yeah. You don't know all the details about whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and Shep, you've obviously looked into some of this stuff. Oh, Stoneheart, you can't roll it. You don't have any occult. You have no idea what that's going on. But yeah, you, Creel, you're having the same kind of notion that Rafat is. He's not. He's on what the Sabbat refer to as paths of enlightenment, not successes. And many of these, rather than stop a frenzy wholesale, they can channel and direct it, which actually makes them kind of terrifying when they can do it well, because
What is his
somebody
demeanor?
frenzying, he's like,
What is his demeanor? We
You
do
have
get
no
to
idea.
know. We feel
sorry,
him unnatural, correct? Like he is not like the way that I feel.
Do you
towards-
see what this guy looks like? Of course he feels
yeah,
completely
he does look weird. You've been putting it with your Noah cult. You've been putting it down to his heart, but yeah, Creel, you figured out that he is on a path of enlightenment. You don't necessarily know what one, but being a gangrel, you've heard they have someone that allows them to. They kind of get more involved with nature. Even those ones don't necessarily deal with the Sabbat terribly well. Paths of enlightenment were more common many centuries ago. Even the vast majority of the Sabbat don't even know them. They know of them, but know them? No.
Creel's just moving his right hand a little bit behind himself, making a concerted effort to shrug his shoulders and bring them down very relaxed.
After a while, he seems to settle down again. Why have you?
Once the tree goes timber, we can use it as a seat.
It's he doesn't. He only takes up about half of the tree. It's probably going to fall over next, storm. Like, why? You have only come with 4, and you haven't attacked me yet. Why have you come?
Well, I'm hoping we can come to an arrangement. I've got nothing against you being around, or power to you for someone who values a little bit of privacy. I like the same thing myself. I can appreciate wanting to be left alone, do your own thing. And I'm not the kind of dick that's going to go roll in and screw that over just because there was a change of management.
This area is mine. You have a prince. I will not leave these lands. They are mine. I was here before the anarchs came. These are mine more than anyone else's.
Sounds good by me. Is that the entirety of your terms?
Who is your... He's kind of trying to remember. Who is your prince?
Unavailable at the moment, but we have an Archon who's of a line of blood to you. I can't remember the Archon's name.
Marquand. Yeah.
Marquand.
There we go. Considering he's an Archon and he's a gangrel, and he's still in the Sabbat, and he's also old and powerful, this guy might actually know him through, the standard old boys network. Old people know other old people.
I'll give him a cult roll. See if he knows off that alone. Okay, he's the rest of the tree gets. Actually, I have to make another check for him. He might. Let's see.
Perception and
Yeah, he's taking out the rest of that tree. Hey, he doesn't like that name.
Well, good thing I didn't invite him to go and have a chat with him.
Yeah, this guy seems to have anger issues, Salvador. Nobody's explained to you about the Hats of Enlightenment yet.
Personally, I'm quite impressed that his anger issues are actually so well directed. I am currently still with all my limbs. And fuck that tree. I never liked that tree anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just kind of going, you have an Archon here. That one.
None other. He sent me down here to have a chat with you. We're either going to come to an arrangement or we're not.
What blood are you?
Me? You're not going to like me. No, I'm one of the. I really get sick of people doing the whole Clan of the Rose things. It's really getting on my nerves. People go always so, oh yes, the rose have such sharp thorns. Everyone tries to be a poet.
The others?
It's up to them to talk for themselves. I'm not going to talk for them.
Ravat is trying to do a larceny check to discreetly fire off a text to the rest of the group. And he succeeds. The text reads, he is on a path of enlightenment. These are mostly used by the Sabbat, but he is autarchus. And you'll
just playing with my phone, reading it, like as it's spinning around, and then putting it back in my pocket. Like I'm kind of nervous, which I don't have to, like, roll a subtlety check for, because I actually am.
The Baron, Jimmy. He paid respect to me. Will your Prince and Archon do the same?
Define what they didn't pay in respect. Did they?
Yes.
They didn't trespass in your domain. That's one sign, but I don't know what their other signs were.
Anything that would affect them, my domain, they would consult me on and not anger me.
Anything that affects your area.
Yes.
Keep you informed. That sounds fair.
Okay. I'm going to give a perception empathy check for him. I can see all the blood buffing going on the side screen. But is this all precautionary, or are you guys thinking this motherfucker needs to be taken out?
No. This guy is frenzying. I need to be ready in case he, like, jumps the shark.
Creel? What about you?
I'm not going to initiate anything. I'm not here to do that.
On one side, if he cares to notice that type of thing, each time he went and frenzied, it was almost like it was a natural reaction that Salvador became that little bit bigger, that little bit stronger.
Well,
and then he frenzied again, and I became a little bit bigger.
To clarify, Creel isn't going to start anything, but he is prepared to start stopping something.
Now, I do need to, unfortunately, just do a quick thing of, I really, really, really need to go and use the facilities before explosions happen. I shall
Okay.
be back.
What we're going to do is I'm going to stop the video here because it's been going on a while, and we'll continue from this point in another video. See you as we're taking
Thank you
a
very
quick
much,
break.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's all very tense. What will happen on the next time of Perth by Night?
Dun, dun, dun.